Well, hello everybody. It's Brother Todd with your Victory Minute. I hope you guys all having a good day. It's been a while since I put one of these out, but today's November the 11th, and I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to put out a Victory Minute to remind all of us how important our veterans are to us. I tell everybody, I say I only got one real regret in my life, and that's I didn't get to serve in the military. Not nobody's fault but my own. There wasn't a lot of conflict or anything going on when I got out of high school, and I didn't end up going in, and ended up getting married young and went in the fire department. And about the time Desert Storm broke out, and it didn't last very long, it seemed, and I missed that wonderful opportunity of getting to serve. Now, if you hadn't noticed from the background, I'm standing in a cemetery. In fact, I'm standing in a cemetery here in Scurry, Texas. I have probably, folks driving by, I've probably buried as many people in this cemetery as anybody ever has, any preacher has. I've probably here and a couple of other cemeteries I've walked across so many times. And right now it's covered in American flags. Lots of folks here that served, and they put flags out for all the veterans on Veterans Day. But if I was to walk you over there, and I would if I wasn't under the shade of this old big old oak tree, 'cause it's so bright today you couldn't see it, is my granddaddy Peavy's grave. He was a World War II veteran. Over that way was a good friend of mine we buried here just a month or so ago, was in Korea. And behind me, young man was 19 years old, 1965, Frank Garrett, was killed in action in Vietnam. And that way, I could walk you to Fred's brother's grave, Bobby, Robert Cochran. Roberts was the most decorated soldier in the history of this county, and did 4 tours in Vietnam. He was actually in his 4th tour in Vietnam when my dad was in Vietnam. He said, "Brother Todd, why are you telling me all these stories?" Because one of the wonderful things we have in this country, and one of the great things we have in life, and as Americans we got it better than anybody else, is the opportunity we have. The opportunity we have, and all that opportunity was bought and paid for by somebody. In our church, we have a Vietnam veteran who was in the Battle of Khe Sanh, who's our staff evangelist, Brother Jim Everidge. And Brother Jim has turned the world upside down for Christ. He's led more people to Jesus. He's the only man I know that's preached more funerals than I have. And he's preached more revivals. He's forgotten more about prayer than anybody you'll ever meet. And if you ever get a chance, catch him online, what we call our classic service. He comes down and does that for us. Started as a life group and just grew into a service, but whole service. But Brother Jim was saved during the Battle of Khe Sanh. He was saved in Foxhole during the Battle of Khe Sanh was led to the Lord by, as he would put it, a born-again Catholic priest. His name was Father Robert R. Brett. And Brother Jim was wounded there in the battle. A lot of men there with him were killed. He was wounded. And 2 weeks after Brother Jim was wounded during that battle, Father Robert R. Brett was killed, going from place to place, helping people, leading them to Christ. You know, you could imagine being in that conflict. Khe Sanh is one of the longest, if not the longest, battle American military has ever been involved in. It's from January to July, if my history reminds me. But that brother went from place to place to place, doing what? Giving people opportunities. You think about Brother Jim's life. He took that opportunity that brother gave him, and he's done great things with it. And the reason I wanted to come out here was to just be a stark reminder to us about the price that's paid for us to have opportunity. Opportunity for liberty, opportunity for life. You know, I can stand right here and I can go up to that church and I can preach about Jesus, and I'm not worried about the secret police coming to get me. Now, they're getting a little radical around here nowadays, and that may change. But the reality is there's people that's given us opportunities. And those opportunities are things that we have to seize. You can't look around at all these American flags and all over the country and not recognize that every opportunity is bought and it's paid for. And the opportunity of freedom and life are things that's been given. I want to just give this little minute today to remind you, one, to be thankful today, and two, to wherever you are in life, you can give opportunities to somebody, opportunities that'll make them better and stronger and blessed. And I pray that that's exactly what you do. Buy the dinner for a veteran today. You see anybody in a uniform, then you make sure their dinner's bought. You make sure they're looked after. You can buy them some dessert, as we say around these parts. And but don't miss an opportunity to be thankful for an opportunity that you've been given. Recognize they've all been paid for. And thankful people is a people that are a helpful people. So think about it. Have a great day. And again, make sure you thank somebody that wore a uniform and stood in a gap for all of us. God bless y'all. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.